for aircraft landing on both directions. Don't see anybody coming in. Don't see anyone coming over the trees, staying on the center of the line. Take our back taxi call. Brookline traffic, Cherokee 5286 Whiskey, back taxiing on runway 1 at Brookline. We've consulted the checklist. PM flight is done. Pump is on, mixture's rich, flaps are set for 2 for the short field takeoff. Lights are on, the rotating beacon. Gas is on the fullest tank, right-hand tank. The carburetor heat is off, and the trims are re-verified. They are set for takeoff. Brookline traffic, Cherokee 5286 Whiskey, departing runway 1. That'll be a northeast departure, Brookline. Okay, power comes up to full throttle, looking for 23 to 2400 RPMs. We look at our oil pressure, our fuel pressure, release the brakes, steering with our feet, staying in the center of the runway. A little bit of back pressure. Nose comes up just a little bit. Here comes 50, 55 miles an hour, start rotating, nose is off. Let the airplane accelerate, get to 74, find the correct pitch for that, go to 1 notch of flaps. We're clear of our obstacles, we'll let the airplane accelerate to 85, best rate of climb. Start the left turn out. Okay, it's time to level off. We bring the nose down. Power's back, flaps are retracted. 2400 RPM is what we're looking for. Then trim for level flight. Okay, on my knee board, I've got the Nashua Airport diagram. I have my ATIS frequencies. I've already got ATIS 125.1 set up in the standby portion. I'll bring it to active, and I'll get my pen out and write down the ATIS and the weather information on the runway in use.
Nashua Airport information, Kilo 1555 Zulu weather. Wind 340 at 7, visibility 10. Sky conditions clear below 2000. Temperature 2, dew point -5, altimeter 3020. Arriving IFR aircraft, expect a visual approach, landing and departing runway 32. Advisories, aircraft operating northwest of Nashua at or above 2000. Use caution for traffic on final to runway 6 at Manchester. Advise on initial contact or received information, Kilo.
Okay, information, Kilo is the active ATIS right now. The winds were 340 at 7. Favoring runway 32. The altimeter setting is 3020, so I adjust my altimeter for that. And weather conditions were clear and cold. I will put the tower frequency in, 133.20, and make that the active frequency. I like to check to make sure I've got the volume set correctly. Then I'm going to call the tower up. Nashua Tower, Cherokee 5286 Whiskey. Wait for a response.
5286 Whiskey, Nashua.
86 Whiskey's off the ground out of Brookline, inbound for landing with Kilo.
5286 Whiskey, enter the left downwind, report midfield.
Enter left downwind, report midfield for 3286 Whiskey. Okay, so the tower has told me to enter the left downwind and report on the midfield for runway 32. So I'll get my airplane headed towards the airport. I can see it now out here at the 12 o'clock position, straight ahead. And I figured out how I'm going to enter the left downwind. I'm pretty much on a 45-degree entry right now. Pattern altitude there is 1,200 feet. I will slowly start my way down. Alright, so now we're a couple miles away from the airport. We're on the 45-degree entry to enter the left downwind for runway 32. I can look at my directional gyro, see that runway 32 is going to be landing back this direction, and that's works with what I see out front here on the airplane. I've got 300 feet to go to get to pattern altitude. I'm going to start my pre-landing checklist. Pump is on, mixture is rich, flaps I'll get opposite the touchdown point. Lights, I got the beacon, I don't need anything else. Gas, I'm still on the right tank, which is a good tank, it's got plenty of gas in it. Carburetor heat, I check it. I see a little RPM drop. It runs smoothly, and I push it back in, and the trims are all set. Now he asked me to report on the left downwind for runway 32, so as I get a little bit closer here, I will report that I am left downwind. When I initially called the tower, I told him that I was inbound for landing. So if I don't say anything else, he's going to clear me to land. If I want a touch and go, or a stop and go, or anything else, I will have to request that. What we will do just to, for this video, is I'm going to let them clear me to land, and then while I'm on the base leg, I'm going to request the option. The option means I can do whatever I want. I can do a stop and go, I can do a full stop, I can do a touch and go. Alright, I know you can't see in the video right now, but we are on the left downwind. The runway is right off the left side of the wing, and I'm coming up on the midfield. 86 Whiskey's left downwind for 3-2.
Runway 32, clear to land.
Clear to land, 3-2, 86 Whiskey. Alright, opposite my touchdown point, the power comes back to 1800. I don't let the nose fall. I want to stay right at pattern altitude. I'm currently 1200. I'm in the white arc. I will bring in 2 notches of flaps. That wants to pitch the nose down. When I do that, I don't let that happen. And then I start trimming nose up and for 80 miles an hour. Once I get to 80 miles an hour, I'm going to let the nose drop just a little bit to maintain 80. So right now, pitch for 80. Down the airplane comes. Now originally we set the power at 1800. As the airplane slows down, the RPMs will drop off, and they're about 1600 right now, which is what we would expect. We're 45 degrees off my left shoulder. I know you can't see it in the video. We're starting the left base turn. And then, like we said, this is where I'm going to tell the tower that I'd like to be cleared for the option. So all I do is I'll call him up, state my tail number, and ask for what I want. And 86 Whiskey is requesting the option.
86 Whiskey, cleared for the option, make right traffic and report the midfield down.
Okay, cleared for the option, right traffic, report midfield, 86 Whiskey. Okay, so what the tower has done, he cleared me for the option. If I do a touch and go, he wants me to do right traffic and report on the midfield downwind each time. We're going to do a full stop out of this. Alright, now, here we go, full flaps. Just a tiny bit high so the power comes back, and trim the airplane up for 75 miles an hour. There's 75, and if I let go, the airplane stays right where I want it. Watching the runway, if it starts to rise in the windscreen, I'm getting lower. If it's descending in the windscreen, I'm getting higher. I'm just a few miles an hour slow, and I am getting a little low, so I bring a little bit of power in. That was about 300 RPMs. And that'll carry me right to the airport. Keeping the nose centered, making small corrections, staying right on the center line. Power comes to idle. Start the flare. Hold it off the runway. Hold it off. I got left aileron for the crosswind, and there's the touchdown. Okay, tower doesn't know what I'm going to do because I was cleared for the option. I'll just let him know out of a courtesy. 86 Whiskey is going to be a full stop.
86 Whiskey, what's your destination, the airport?
The compass rose, please.
Alright, you're going to roll right to the end and make the left there, into the compass rose, and I'm on the ground, point 8.
Alright, roll all the way to the end and the left to the compass rose, point 8, and we'll be doing a compass swing down there.
Okay, just monitor the ground and then advise me of your intentions when you want to leave.
86 Whiskey will do. Alright, so monitor ground, he's told me, so I'm going to put 121.8 when I get off the runway. And what I've asked for, there's a compass rose. We're going to go down and actually check the magnetic compass and make any corrections that we need to. So he told me I can go down to the end of the runway, roll to the end is what he said, make the left turn off, and monitor ground point 8. Ground control will always be 121 point something. And they will just say monitor 0.8. You're supposed to know that it's 121. Now, for some reason, you do get into a ground control frequency that's anything other than 121, they will say the whole frequency. So we're going to go down to the end. We're going to roll off the left turn off here, monitor the ground, and I'm going to check the magnetic compass. So we'll be back in a second after I do that, and we'll get some taxi instructions from the tower.